Hi all, thanks for tuning in for another online 60-minute class with me, Ian, Yoga with Ian of course. So I'm holding a couple of props in my hand. So we're going to use a strap today. So for you guys at home, if you've got a yoga strap, you can grab one of those. A belt or a belt around your dressing gown will be fine. So you can press pause and go and get one of those and then come back. Also as well, if you've got a yoga block, having a yoga block or a pillow or a cushion for that are seated postures, unless you know you don't need one at all. So we're going to start with a short meditation. So we're seated cross-legged or legs out in front if it's uncomfortable on the knees. Hands on the thighs are resting on the knees, or you can have your arms, fingers interlaced, resting in the laps. As long as the hands and arms are supported, and we're imagining something's attached to the crown of the head and it's putting us up tall, and just allowing the chin to drop down slightly, and either closing the eyes or having a soft gaze, bringing your attention, your awareness to your breath. Just being aware of the natural flow of air coming in and out of the body, but not changing the breath. Just noticing as it comes in and then as it goes out again. And to help keep your attention on your breath, we can be aware of the feeling of the air as it comes in through the nostrils and then as it goes out again. If you notice that your attention drifts at all, either a thought or a sound, as soon as you notice that your attention has drifted back to your breathing, back to noticing the feeling of the air coming in and out, and adjusting your seated position if you become uncomfortable at all. And starting to take some deeper breaths. And we'll open the eyes. Changing the cross of the legs, so we'll just extend, assuming you've got the legs crossed, just extending the legs out, changing the cross of the legs. And we'll extend up, lead with the chest forwards. So hands down, head hanging, if you're able, shuffling the fingertips away. So nothing too drastic, seeing as we're just at the start of our session. Allowing the head to hang. Steady breath. So if you're in this position, you're really struggling to bring the chest forward, get the head forward because of tightness around the hips, pelvis area, try sitting on a block or sitting on another block. It gives you an opportunity, or gives the body the opportunity of getting the weight of the chest and the head coming forwards. And walking the hands back to press yourself up. Change the cross of the legs again. So other leg, other shin in front. Extending up, leading chest forwards, hands down, head hanging. And again, if you're able, shuffling the fingertips away, and as best you can, allowing the body to relax. Walking the hands back, press yourself up. Raising the arms up, we'll cross the left arm under the right arm. Fingertips up, fingers to palms if you can, and then reaching up towards the ceiling. And then taking the arms out in the front, right arm under the left, fingertips up, reaching up. Out in front again, left arm under the right arm, so you're crossing over as far as you can, fingertips up, if you're able, fingers to palms, or your best position as you reach up. So by reaching up, you should feel a bit of stretch into the shoulders, and then arms out in front, and right arm under the left, fingertips up, fingers to palms, and reaching up. And then we'll take the arms down. Legs out in front, bending up right leg, right foot outside of the left, right fingertips behind, raising up your left arm, reaching up, create the length, back of the left arm across outside of the right leg, and twisting, turning the body to face a bit more to the right side. Back to center, switching legs, extending the right, bending up the left, left foot outside of the right, left fingertips behind, raising up the right arm, reaching up, and then right arm across outside of the left leg, twisting, turning the body to the left. Steady breath. And then back to center. We'll return to a cross-leg position for a moment. So we're back to cross legs, right hand on the ground next to you, raising up the left arm, reaching up and then over the top towards the right. So the right hand is pressing down into the mat, and as if you're pushing away to keep the sitting bones down evenly, and really making a point of reaching over with the left hand, back into an upright position, left hand down, raise the right, reach up and over. Back to center, right hand down, raising the left, reaching up and over. And back to center, left hand down, raising the right arm, reaching up and over. And then coming back to center. From here, we'll come to all fours, so we'll come to hands and knees. So we're wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips, and into a few rounds of cat-cow. So we're tipping pelvis back, back arches, head drops. Tipping the pelvis forward, belly moves towards the ground as you take the gaze forward. And tipping pelvis back, back arches, the head drops. Tipping pelvis forward, taking the gaze forward. And we continue that movement. Inhaling as you tip the pelvis forward, take the gaze forward. Breathing out as we tip the pelvis back, back arches, head drops.
So a nice gentle transition from one position to the other. Inhaling as you tip the pelvis forward, as you take the gaze forward, breathing out all the way through the movement of tipping pelvis back, back arches, head drops. And then we'll pause when we're back to flat back position. Take hands wider on the mat, bring the legs closer together. So they might be touching or there's a slight gap, and we're going to, with the breath, allow the hips to drop to one side. So we're going to breathe out to the side, inhale to center, breathe out to the other side. As the hips come over to the side, keeping both of the knees grounded. So we'll take a breath in, breathing out, hips coming over to the right side. Inhale as you come back to center, breathe out to the left. Back to center, breathing out to the right. Back to center and breathing out to the left. And continuing that movement for a few rounds, you're just following your breath in and out of the body. Inhale to center, breathing out to the side. And then pausing next time we're back to center. Take the knees a bit wider, bring the hands in a little bit so the wrists are back below the shoulders. Lifting up your left leg, pressing left heel towards the ceiling, pointing the toes and moving the toes towards the head. And then left leg back to the mat, lifting up the right leg. So you're pressing the heel towards the ceiling first, and then we're pointing the toes and then moving the toes, the foot towards the head. And then back down, lifting up the left leg, pressing left heel to ceiling, point the toes, move the toes towards the head, pop the left leg back down, lifting up the right leg, pressing right heel to ceiling, pointing the toes, moving the toes towards the head, and then back down. We'll do that once more on each side, left heel to ceiling, pointing the toes, moving the toes towards the head, and then back down once more with the right leg. So right heel to ceiling, point the toes, move the toes towards the head, and then coming back down again. Taking the knees wide, toes towards each other, bum to heel, sliding the hands away, fingers spread, pressing the hands into the mat as if you're trying to push the mat forwards. Inhaling, coming up, so keeping the arms straight, bringing shoulders forwards. Breathing out, coming back down. And we'll continue that movement of inhaling as we come up and breathing out as we come back down. Pausing next time we're upright or we're on all fours, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. So we're back to all fours, turning the body to face to the right. So you're straightening the right leg, raising the right arm up, opening the chest to the right side. If you can, allowing that right arm, that top arm, to come behind you a little bit so you get a bit more of a stretch across chest and shoulder. And then we'll bring right hand and right knee back to the mat, turning to the left. Straightening the left leg, raising left arm up, opening chest to the left side as you allow that left arm to come behind if your chest shoulder allows. Back to all fours and turning to the right, straightening the right leg, raising the right arm up, opening chest to the right side. Bringing right hand and right knee back to the mat, and we'll turn to the left. Straighten left leg, raising the left arm up. And then we're going to return to all fours. So what we'll do next, so there'll probably be some that will prefer one option, some that will prefer the other. So we're going to come into, first option is coming into downward dog. We'll do a 3-legged downward dog. So I'm going to say right heel to ceiling, right knee to right elbow and back. So quick demo. We heel up, right knee to elbow, and then we're going to do that movement 3 times on each side. Or you can be hands and knees, oh sorry, yeah, be on all fours. We'll do knee to elbow from that position if that physically more challenging downward dog knee to elbow doesn't work for you. So you're either going to be on all fours, or you can join me in downward dog, curl the toes under, pressing the bum to ceiling. So if you're in your downward dog, going to lift up the right foot, press right heel to ceiling. And if you're on all fours, we're all bringing right knee to right elbow and pressing right heel to ceiling, or coming back to all fours. Right knee to right elbow. So the shoulders move forward as we do that. Right heel to ceiling. Right knee to right elbow. Right heel to ceiling, or back to all fours. Right knee to right elbow. Right heel to ceiling. And then once more, right knee to right elbow. Right heel to ceiling, or back to all fours. Popping the right foot down onto the mat to return to downward dog. Lifting up your left foot, pressing left heel to ceiling. Left knee towards left elbow. Left heel to ceiling, or back to all fours. Left knee to left elbow. Left heel to ceiling. Left knee, left elbow. Left heel to ceiling, and left knee, left elbow. And we're doing that movement once more. Left heel to ceiling, left knee to elbow, left foot back to the mat, back to downward dog, and we'll come into child's pose for a few breaths. So knees wide, toes towards each other, bum to heels, head either on the mat, or we're stacking the hands, head on the back of the hands. So just taking a pause in child's pose or your comfortable rest position for a few breaths. Sliding, walking the hands away so the arms are straight, shoulder width apart and parallel, fingers spread. Inhale coming up, shoulders forward above the wrists. Breathing out as you come back down. Inhale coming up, breathing out coming back down. So we're continuing that movement for a few rounds. Regulating the breathing whilst keeping the body moving. And then pausing next time we're upright or on all fours, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. From here to downward dog, so we curl the toes, lift the knees, press the bum back, allow the head to hang, stepping forwards and folding forwards. Inhaling coming up, hands to prayer position above the head, breathing out coming down and taking the hands down. Great stuff. So we're going to go through our sun salutations that we would normally do in class. Obviously, I'm going to go through at a certain pace. If that works for you, that's perfectly fine. We'll do the 4 together. You also obviously got the option of doing maybe 2 out of 4, or if you're moving a bit quicker, maybe you're doing 6 to my 4. It's entirely up to you. We're just making sure that you're feeling comfortable with what you're doing. So we're at the top of the mat, feet at hip width. We'll take hands to prayer position. So we're extending up tall, taking a breath in and out. We'll breathe in and out. Inhaling, taking the hands up. Breathing out, folding forwards at the waist. Allow head to hang, arms, shoulders relax. Hands to shins. Inhale as you lift into flat back. Hands to the mat. And we step back into plank. And then from here all the way down onto the mat. Extending the toes. Inhale as you lift into cobra. Breathing out as you come down, curl the toes under and making your way back to downward dog. So we can come to all fours first, then pressing bum to ceiling, allowing head to hang, stepping forwards and folding forwards. Inhale coming up, hands to prayer position above the head, breathing out coming down. Inhaling coming up, breathing out folding forwards, hands to shins, inhale as you lift to flat back, hands to mat, stepping back into plank, all the way down onto the mat, extending the toes, inhaling into cobra, breathing out coming down, curl the toes under, pressing up and back into downward dog, pausing there, stepping forwards and folding forwards. Inhale as you come up, hands to prayer position above the head, breathing out as you come down. Inhaling as you come up, breathing out as you fold forwards, hands to shins, inhaling as you lift, hands to mat, back to plank, all the way down, extend the toes, inhaling as we lift into cobra, breathing out as you come back down, curl the toes under, pressing up and back into downward dog. Stepping forwards and folding forwards. Inhale coming up, hands to prayer position above the head, breathing out coming down. Inhaling up, breathing out folding forwards. Hands to shins. Inhale as you lift to flat back, hands to mat and back to plank. All the way down, extend the toes, inhale cobra, breathe out down, curl the toes under, up and back into downward dog. And walking the hands back to the feet to forward fold. Inhale coming up, hands to prayer position above the head, breathing out as you come down, taking hands down. Great stuff. So we'll take a short step forwards with the right foot, inhale the arms up in front, breathe out through to the back, inhale to the front, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Allow the arms to drop. Left foot forwards, right foot back. Inhaling up, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. And allow the arms to drop down. Feet a bit wider than hip width, bending the legs. And we'll gently take the arms from one side to the other. So just making sure that as your arms come to the right, the left heel lifts. As the arms come to the left, the right heel lifts. Lifting the arms up a bit higher. Cross the face, fingertips to ceiling. And then allowing the arms to drop down, feet back to hip width, bending the legs, inhaling as you come up, breathing out as you come down, inhaling up, exhale down, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and allow the arms to drop down. Great stuff. So you're either pressing forward, pause on your video, on your YouTube, or you're coming back to the top of the mat. So we're feet hip width apart, we're extending up tall, shoulders relaxed. Striding back with the right foot to warrior one. So a nice big step back, raising the arms up, hips, chest facing forwards. Straightening that left leg, the front leg, hands either reverse prayer position behind the back or cradling the arms, extending up, Leading with the chest folding forwards, allow the head to hang. Steady breath. As you're breathing out, as best you can, allowing that upper body to relax, you're aware of the legs engaged, holding you upright. But as you breathe out, the head sinks a bit closer towards the mat, towards the left leg. Slowly back to warrior one, so we release the arms. As we lift up, we bring the left knee forwards above the ankle again. And then we're going to step the right foot forwards and come into chair pose. So we've got a bend in the legs, we'll take the arms to the side, fingertips towards the ceiling. Trying to keep the movement from the waist upwards as you twist to the left. Back to centre. And to the right. Back to centre. And to the left. Back to centre. And then to the right. We'll come back to centre. If we can, the right leg onto the left thigh, or keeping that right foot down if you're struggling with that. Hands to prayer position. From here, we're going to have a go at coming into warrior three. So I'm taking the weight into the left leg as I fold forwards at the waist and extend the right leg out behind. Taking a bend in the left leg as you step the right foot back into a warrior one. Raise the arms up. Turn the palms forwards and to downward dog. And then from downward dog, shoulders forwards coming into plank, all the way down onto the mat. Extend the toes, inhale cobra, breathe out down, curl the toes under, back to downward dog. Stepping forwards, folding forwards, we're bending over at the waist, arms, shoulders relaxed, and inhaling up into chair pose. Bend in the legs as you raise the arms, left foot back to warrior one, hips, chest facing forwards, straightening your right leg, hands again are either reverse prayer or cradle the arms, extend up, lead with the chest forwards. Allow the head to hang. Steady breath. Couple more breaths here. Slowly back to warrior one. Raising the arms and taking the bend back in the right leg, hips, chest facing forwards. Stepping forwards with the left foot to chair pose. Arms to side, fingertips to ceiling. So making sure we've still got a bit of a bend in the legs. And we'll twist, turn to the right. Back to centre. And to the left. Back to centre. To the right. Back to centre. And once more to the left. Back to centre. Hands to prayer position. If you can, left leg onto right thigh. And then from here, we'll have a go at coming into warrior three. So starting to take the weight into the right leg as you fold forward and as you extend the left leg behind. We'll take a bend in the right leg, left foot back, raise the arms up to warrior one. Turn the palms forwards to downward dog. And then from downward dog, we'll just come into child's pose for a few breaths. So knees wide, toes towards each other, bum to heels. And just pausing there for a few breaths. So remembering to adjust the position slightly if there's any pain or discomfort. You want it to be a comfortable rest position for you. And if the hands aren't there already, we'll slide them out in front, keeping the arms straight. Inhale as you come up, breathing out as you come back down. Inhale, coming up, breathing out, back down. And again, we'll just run through that movement a few rounds. pausing next time we're upright or we're on all fours, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. From here to downward dog, so we curl the toes under, lift the knees, press the bum back, allow the head to hang, and walking the hands to the feet again if you can. So you're bending over at the waist, and then as you inhale we come up, hands to prayer position above the head, breathing out as you come down, and hands down. Great stuff, hope we're doing all right. So in this next sequence, so sometimes you'll know that within a sequence, we'll rotate through a few positions within that, and we're going to have a go at doing that from our crescent lunge position, so where we're stepping back and the heel is off the mat. So I'll quickly demonstrate that part of the sequence. So in a moment, I'll ask you to stride back with the heel off the mat. If that's a bit of a challenge, you can have the foot flat in a warrior one position, but we'll be wanting to turn that foot whilst we're in this sequence as well. So for some of you, if you're comfortable with the lunge, you can pivot on the ball of the foot. For others, you might have to sort of pick the foot up and move it. So once we're in this position, we're going to twist to the right. So I've got my arms up in front. As I'm starting to twist, I'm obviously bringing the arms down. So it's like that we're in a warrior two, but we've still got that back foot in that lunge position. It might turn slightly, it might pivot on that back foot slightly. And then, so we'll come to here, and then we're going to come back round to the front. And then we're going to the left, back round to the front, and to the right. So we'll be going through that movement 3 times on each side. Obviously, we're stretching shoulders, a lot of this muscle connective tissue in the chest area. So your body will only allow you to come as far as it's comfortable with. If you feel like you need to drop the arms down at all in that twist movement, then that's absolutely fine as well. So we're at top of the mat, feet hip width. So we extend up, stride back with the right foot to lunge. So heel off the mat, raise the arms up. From here, we're going to take a breath in. As we're breathing out, we're turning the body to face to the right. Inhale back to center, raising the arms up, breathing out as we twist, turn to the left. Inhale to center, breathe out to the right. Opening the chest, reach through the fingertips. Next breath back in, coming back to center. Breathe out, turning to the left, and again, reaching through the fingertips to draw you into the twist. Inhale to center. Breathing out once more to the right. Back to center. Breathing out once more to the left. And then back to center, raising the arms up, back to crescent lunge. From here, we'll come into warrior two. So we turn that right foot out this time as we take the right arm behind, looking forwards over the top of the left hand. Take a bend in the left arm. So either forearm to thigh or hand to knee if you prefer. Right arm comes round in front of you, above the head. Reach away through the fingertips. From here, we'll come into triangle pose. So we're straightening the left leg, right fingertips to ceiling. Back to that previous position, bending the left leg, forearm to thigh, reach through the right fingertips. And back to triangle. And then back to that previous position. And then we'll come back into triangle pose. And back to warrior two. Into reverse warrior, so the back hand down, raise that left hand up, looking up towards the left hand, but we'll have a quick glance down to that left knee just to make sure it's still above the ankle. And then from here, we'll come back to triangle. So as bringing that left arm down, we're straightening the left leg, raising the right arm up, right fingertips to ceiling. Back to warrior two. And to reverse warrior. And then straightening your left leg, allow your left arm to come down. Turn your left foot in. In a moment, we'll come into a wide-legged forward fold. So if your feet will come a little bit further apart, we'll take them there, hands to hips, lead with the chest, allow the head to hang. So we've got fingertips on the ground. If you struggle to reach the ground, you've got your block, pillow, your cushion to bring the ground up. Walk the fingertips back a little bit between the toes, and we gently press the fingertips into the mat, and as if you're trying to push the mat forwards away from you. Steady breath. Walk hands to lower left leg, shin calf muscle, guiding the upper body towards the left leg. And walk hands over to the lower right leg, guiding the upper body, the head to the right leg. Walking hands to centre. From here we'll come upright, so bringing yourself back up, back to warrior two. So we turn that left foot round, left knee above the ankle, left arm in front, right arm behind, and stepping the right foot to the top of the mat, and we'll come to standing, back to our mountain pose. So we're going to run through that again, leading with the left side. So if you're ready, we'll back at the top of that, or you're pressing pause to take a break. So we'll extend up tall, stride back with the left foot this time into lunge. So as we step back, we're raising the arms up. So left heel is off the mat. Taking a breath in, breathing out, turning to the left. So bringing the arms down, looking over your left side. Inhale, bring the arms back up, back to crescent lunge. Breathing out to the right. Reach through the fingertips, draw yourself into the twist, back to centre. Breathing out to the left, back to centre. Breathing out to the right. Inhale to centre. Once more on each side, breathing out to the left, back to centre, and breathing out to the right, and back to centre. From here to warrior two, so I'm turning the left foot out, left arm behind, looking forwards over the top of the right hand. Take a bend in the right arm, forearm to thigh or hand to knee. Left arm round in front above the head. So you're reaching through the left fingertips. From here to triangle, straightening the right leg, back of the right hand down, left fingertips to ceiling. Back to that previous position, forearm to thigh, reach through the left fingertips. Back to triangle. And then once more coming forwards, forearm to thigh, left arm round. And then from here back to warrior two. So we come up, looking forwards over the top of the right hand. And we'll come into reverse warrior. So the left hand comes down, raise the right hand up. Quick glance down to right knee, make sure it's still above ankle. From here, we'll come into triangle. So as you bring the right hand down, we straighten the right leg and take the left arm up, left fingertips to ceiling. Back to warrior two. And to reverse warrior. So left hand down, raise the right hand up in front. Back to triangle. Straightening that right leg as you take the right hand down, as you take left fingertips to ceiling. And then coming back to warrior two. Straightening the right leg, hands to hips, turn the right foot in. So we're going to come into our forward fold. So if you can, we're shuffling the feet a little bit further apart, hands to hips. Leading with the chest, allow the head to hang if you can, fingertips to the ground. Shuffling the fingertips back between the toes, pressing fingertips into the mat, and as if you were trying to push the mat forwards away from you. Steady breath. Walking the hands to the lower left leg, guiding the upper body of the head towards the left leg. And walking the hands back to centre and over to the right leg. guiding the upper body towards the right leg. And then back to centre, and once more to the left, guiding the upper body towards the left leg. So using hands and arms to support, not pulling, just guiding the upper body towards the left leg. Back to centre, once more to the right. And then coming back to centre, and we'll bring ourselves upright. Back to warrior two, so you turn the right foot round, bending the right leg, looking forwards over the top of the right hand, and stepping the left foot forwards and coming to standing, arms by your side. Great stuff. So we'll have a go at tree pose. So if you've got your mat on a carpet floor, it will be a little bit more challenging than being on a hard floor, but just to bear that in mind if you feel that you're struggling with it. So we're going to take the weight into the left foot, right foot, to your preferred position. So if you do struggle with having the leg up, foot up, have the toes down, it's absolutely fine. Finding a point to fix the gaze on the floor or on the wall, hands to prayer position, taking the hands up, apart, coming back down, coming up, apart, and back down. And then we do that once more, coming up, apart, and back down. And we'll just change sides. We'll pop the right foot down, weight into that right leg, left foot to your preferred position, noticing that it might be different on one side than the other. Fixing the gaze, hands to prayer position, we're extending up, taking the hands up, apart, coming back down, coming up, apart, and back down. And then once more up, apart, and then back down. And then we'll pop that left foot down. Great stuff. We'll come back to the top of the mat. So with feet hip width, hands to prayer position. Inhale, take the hands up. Breathe out, folding forwards. Hands to shins. Inhale to flat back. Hands to mat. Back to plank. All the way down. Extend the toes. Inhale, cobra. Breathe out, down. From here, we'll press to all fours. And then we'll come to a seated position with the legs in front. So we'll grab our strap, our belt, or whatever we manage to get. And I know that some of you watching this know that you won't need to have a strap, so that's absolutely fine. So I've got the legs in front, or slight bend if you struggle to bring that upper body forwards. So strap around both of the feet, holding the strap roughly where the knees are. So we'll extend up, lead with the chest forwards, allow the head to hang. If you're able, shuffling hands down the strap. If you're able, you'll take a hold of the feet. So you're not using all the strength in the arms to force the body forwards, we're just guiding it forwards. If you're really struggling with getting your upper body, your head forwards of your pelvis, then sitting on another block or two. It just helps get that upper body forward, allowing the weight of the body to do some of the work for you. Slowly coming up, we'll reset and come into that again. We'll extend up, lead with the chest, head hanging, shuffling hands down, steady breath. Slowly coming up, resetting once more, extending up, leading with the chest, head hanging, hands down the strap, steady breath. Slowly coming back up. Pop strap to one side. We'll come to a seated position for bow pose. So if you were on a block, popping that to one side. So we're legs bent, feet flat, hands on the shins. So we're leaning back first. So we've got a bit of engagement in the abs here. Nice straight line from the base of the spine out the top of the head. Taking hands off, If that still feels okay, we'll have a go at lifting the feet. And then if we can, straightening the legs. Making sure you're not holding your breath. Back to your start position. Hands on the shins, leaning back. Taking the hands off, lifting the feet, straightening the legs. And coming back, we'll do that once more. Hands on the shins, leaning back, hands off, lifting the feet, and if we can, we're straightening the legs. And then coming back down. For those of you that knees allow, we'll come into a squat position. So we're going to place the left hand on the ground. The back of the left arm is just gently pressing on the inside of that left leg. Lifting up your right hand, twist to the right, take the gaze with the right hand. Right hand down onto the ground. Back of that right arm inside the right leg, lifting your left hand up, twist to the left. And then coming back down. And then to the right. Back down. And to the left. And back down. And seeing as we're in squat, we'll take hands to prayer position. Inhale as you come up. Hands up, trying to keep the heels up. Slowly coming back down. Ooh, falling forwards. And we'll come up. And then coming back down. From here we'll come back to a seated position, and then we'll come to lying down, legs bent and feet flat. So we're reaching down with the fingertips, catch backs of the heels, allow both legs to the right side, pausing there with the legs on the right. Steady breath. So as you're in this position, you're breathing out, imagining the body's relaxing a little bit more with each breath out. Inhale, legs to center. Breathe out to the left. Keeping legs on the left side. Inhale back to center, gently from side to side, so breathing out over to the right. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling coming up, breathing out coming back down. So we'll continue that movement from one side to the other. Inhaling to center, breathing out down. So we're making a point of controlling the movement of the legs from one side to the other. So you're not just allowing them to flop down onto the ground as you take them down. You're controlling the movement of the legs coming over, controlling the movement of the legs coming back to center. So the abdominal muscles will be helping with that movement. So we're doing a little bit of ab work as well. And pausing next time you're back to center. We'll reach down with the fingertips, catch backs of the heels. We'll do a few rounds of bridge. So we've got arms by our side, palms facing down. Inhale as you lift the bum up, heel the spine up, pressing the hips up to the ceiling. Breathing out as you gently come back down. Inhale, peel the spine up, press the hips up. Breathing out, back down. Inhaling, coming up. Breathing out, coming down. Inhale, peel the spine up, press the hips up.
and back down. Just continuing that movement, peeling the spine up, pressing the hips up, breathing out, coming back down. And then pausing next time your back is flat on the mat. So from here, we'll lift the hips up again and up, and then pop them down on the right. So you've got a slight curve in your body with your hips over to your right side. We're going to pop the right leg over the left leg. So you're crossing the right leg over the left, taking your left hand onto the right leg and just using that the left hand to support both legs as they come over to the left side. So you've got the right leg over the left and then both legs come to the left. And it might be that you want to keep that left hand holding the legs, or it might be that you're comfortable to allow the left hand to come away. We've got that right hand on the ground next to us. Steady breath. As you're breathing out, you'll notice the legs might edge a little bit closer to the ground as the body relaxes and gently comes into this twist a little bit more. And then using your left hand to help bring the legs back to center. So saving strain on the lower back, using the hand to bring the legs back, uncross the legs. So we're going to lift the hips up, lift the back up again, over to the left. So you're going past your center line, dropping them down on the left side, left leg over the right, and then right hand holding, supporting the left leg, supporting both legs as they come over to the right side. And again, it might be that you want to keep the right hand holding the legs, so you're not, because you're maybe not comfortable to allow the legs to come over to their full extent, or you're comfortable to take that right hand away and the left arm is on the ground on your left side. Steady breath. Couple more breaths here. And then we'll use that right hand to bring legs to center, uncross the legs, shuffle the hips over to the right a little bit so you're back in a straight line, and we'll come into our relaxation. So we're extending the legs out long, arms by your side, closing the eyes. Bringing your attention to your breath. Noticing the rise and fall of the chest and abdomen. Noticing the feeling of the air in and out of the nostrils. and starting to take some deeper breaths. Moving fingers and toes. And then when you're ready, if you gently roll to one side, press yourself up to a seated position. And when you're ready, we'll close the eyes and take hands to prayer position. So thank you very much for taking time out for your yoga practice. Namaste. So thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed that. And thank you all for supporting the sessions by signing up for these online sessions. Also keep an eye out for extra content on my YouTube channel and on Facebook. Namaste.